It's time to check in. I'm Tony.
This is Vivi.
Today, we are talking about what we want it to be.
As in our childhood aspirations?
Yes, what we dreamed to become when we grow old. And now that we're old, it's good to reflect and think back. Did we make it or did we hard flop?
Now that we're old?
Is that the only word you heard? Fine. Now that we have become adults and are relatively immersed in this society, do you feel like you have completed your childhood dream and started a career that you wanted to do?
You know, when we grew up, we didn't have those signboards that said like, how old are you and what do you want to be when you grow up? So I actually didn't really remember what I wanted to be. I think the first memory, I wanted to be a lawyer.
That's actually really surprising. In the Chinese society, being a lawyer means thou son will have no buttocks.
Yeah, that is exactly what my parents told me. And as a young kid, that scared me out of it. Clearly, that was not an aspiration that I felt very strongly about because I was like, oh, having a son with no butt? Oh my God, that's so scary. I think I was less than 10 years old at that point.
But where did you hear about this profession called being a lawyer?
Well, TV, for one. And then second, I felt that lawyers were able to help people.
It's technically true, Your Honor.
Clearly, I did not make it as a lawyer, okay? So don't call me that. That's actually for a judge, man. What are you saying?
You know what I'm saying? It's like I'm the lawyer talking to the judge.
But I felt that lawyers can help people. And at the time, my aunt was going through a divorce. So I felt that, oh, if I become a lawyer one day, I can probably help people like my aunt and fight for justice.
Yeah, by the time you become the lawyer and help fight for your aunt, she's already 20 years in misery.
Clearly, that did not happen.
No, I think that actually being a lawyer is a very noble profession. Its reputation may have been tainted for a lot of reasons, but there are many lawyers that have to fight for those that actually need help. So it's not all about, oh, this person is prioritizing money and working for the ones that pay them the big bucks.
But that's what Chinese parents think. And that's why they say that your future son will not have a butt. It pretty much is like yelling at that person and saying that they've done really bad things, so it reflects on their child. And not having an ass sounds pretty bad. How are you going to poop?
But putting that aside, being a legal consultant is actually very helpful to making good decisions in the business world or in anything that is related to the law. Knowing how to play the game helps a lot of people make good decisions. So being a legal consultant or a lawyer is not the worst thing in the world. It's just that one specific field where you go into court and you do cases in front of the judge. You might help the murderer win, per se. It will reflect badly on all the lawyers and legal consultants, but it is not a field that is the worst. So that was a very good young dream that you have, I must say.
That I didn't even try to make it in. What about you, Tony? What was your first dream?
Oh, this is going to be a fun one. I grew up with a blank mind.
You sure that didn't follow you into your adult life?
I was like that forever. Pretty much growing up, the only thing that keeps getting injected into my mind is you must get good grades. You must get good grades. You must get good grades. I don't know anything about what I wanted to be or what do I want to do once I graduate from school. But there was this TV show. This TV show's name is called Triumph of the Skies.
Oh my gosh, you wanted to be a pilot?
No. Hear me out. Not necessarily a pilot. I was already half blind by that time. I ain't flying anything.
Wait, so for those that don't know, Triumph of the Skies is a Hong Kong TVB drama, which is about pilots and the flying of airplanes and everything related to that.
I do like airplanes, but I hate riding airplanes.
As a kid?
Yes, as a kid. Because every time I flew anywhere, there must be a barf bag in front of me because I'm refunding every dinner or every meal I had into that bag.
Oh, I'm glad you grew out of this.
Yeah, it was rough. I always had a bad memory of sitting inside an airplane. So why this specific TV drama relatively shaped the way how I perceived my career was because of the two brothers. The older brother named Samuel, or Sam, and the younger brother named Isaac. Sam was a very focused character that was viewed as a successful person, became a pilot, and the younger brother had no clue what he wanted to do in life. And he was just playing around, messing around. He wasn't aspiring to be anything. He had no clue what he wanted to do, just plays. I felt like, that's me.
So you felt that those two brothers was reflective of you and your brother.
Yes, exactly. I was like, oh, Sam, he resembles my brother. My brother knows what he's doing. He's really sharp. Meanwhile, I'm just being a little idiot, not knowing what I'm doing. And then I saw Isaac, the younger brother, decided, he's going to challenge himself. He's going to go follow his brother's footsteps and go into flight academy. I was like, whoa, I too shall follow my brother's footsteps. What's my brother thinking about? Engineering. Okay, sounds cool. He's doing civil engineering. Sounds boring. I'll do the mechanical one. I will do the one that moves. Better yet, I'll do the one that flies. So there you go. I'm going to be an aeronautical engineer. Haha.
That's what you went to school for.
That is what I went to school for. So I actually had that idea because my mind was so empty and I only planted one little seed in there. I just kept following that little seed around until I got there.
Man, listening to this, both of us had aspirations that kind of were brought forth from TV shows. We really shouldn't watch TV so much.
That's the thing. I never watch any TV. That's why I don't have any idea what kind of profession is out there.
What about the TVB drama that you keep talking about? The one that makes cakes, huh? You didn't want that one?
I was not inspired by that one. That didn't have anything that I could relate to. So,
but airplanes that you always throw up in. You're like, oh yeah, I want to go and make those.
So that's the thing. I'm not flying in them. I'm just designing and making them. That was my aspiration. A little different, right? You know, I found something that might work for me. But when I went through school, actually studying aeronautics, I got a degree in it, but I never really felt I had the passion to follow through with it. Nor did I have the best grades in the world. Let's keep it real. That's the true reason. But the other reason was I didn't feel like airplanes was it. The thing that I want to spend my career doing at the end of the day. But I got a degree in it.
I feel like a lot of people get degrees in things that they are thinking of doing, but then they end up doing something totally different.
That's me.
I wouldn't say yours is totally different because you still went into a similar field. Let's just say that.
Well, when I was studying my last year or the second last year, I had a coffee meetup with my professor. He said to me, the aeronautics field is very shoehorned into a very optimized design. There's going to be very little breakthrough in this field unless you try really hard and companies are willing to buy your idea and dump billions of dollars into it, or else you're just going to be designing the same thing over and over again. I was like, that's true. And then when someone asked him, what can we do? He told us simply, aeronautics is 85% there to also getting a mechanical degree. Just go get a mechanical degree. I'm like, I thought about that before. That could be a fallback plan. I'll take his idea. He's a college professor. He knows better than me.
You're more easily influenced than I thought, Tony.
Well, let's keep it real. I'm more of a dumbass growing up, so it's good that I take some advice from people that knows something better than me.
And you're lucky, I guess your brother knew what he was doing and led you into that thought. But hey, better than me, because I was the older sibling. I didn't really know what I was doing either. I think my aspirations kind of changed throughout my childhood, though. I'm pretty sure that a lot of people have dreamt of being like a singer or some sort of like superstar one day. I had that phase too.
Oh, so could you elaborate on that? I do see little children dancing and wearing pretty dress, singing along in concerts or to MTVs. That's a real aspiration?
It's an aspiration. I think a lot of people my age probably have dreamed about it, and maybe even the kids these days. But let's be real. Even though there's a lot more opportunity right now, unless you're really, really good at singing or have your own style, you're not going to make it probably, right? I only dreamt of it because I enjoyed singing before, even though my family members would tell me to shut up, you suck.
They're just tired of hearing the same song 30 times in a day.
Yeah, but I have to admit, growing up, I felt I don't sing that bad. And then afterwards, I realized, I'm just a better singer than the average person. But superstar or singer material, probably not. So obviously gave up those dreams. And also because I didn't feel like I was pretty enough. So I was lucky that I was born with a nice voice. Some people say it's like a radio voice.
Yeah, it sounds really good on the radio.
Yeah, but unfortunately, I also was given a face for radio too.
Oh, gosh.
It's not that bad, okay? But it's just, I never felt confident in front of like a camera or even people. So that's why I felt that that probably wasn't for me. But you know what I didn't know of was when we were getting ready to move in together, I was packing up my stuff. And one day I brought out my yearbooks to show you. And I flipped through my elementary school one. Didn't think that I would find anything because I'm not really the type of kids that really show up in yearbooks very much. But apparently I wrote something on this specific topic about what I wanted to do when I grew up. But when I read what I wrote in elementary school, 5th grade, we both cracked up.
So do you even remember yourself writing that?
No, not at all. I have no idea why I wanted to be the world's best scientist. You're still laughing about that, aren't you?
Yes, in true honesty.
I feel like you always bring it up every time something of the sort comes up and you just start cracking jokes about it. I should have never showed you that elementary school yearbook.
No, it's just lighthearted joking. Don't take it too seriously. But that is a very interesting thought, to be a scientist.
So I have no idea why I wrote that, but my guess is that maybe I had done a scientific project in science class or something that intrigued me. And I just felt that I wanted to be a scientist. I believe I wrote something about the stars, though. I guess from back then, I liked the stars and the galaxies and whatnot. But I do not understand why I felt that I could be the world's best scientist.
But I think you would be very happy to know that you didn't chase that dream.
Oh, I suck at science. I suck at math. I don't know how I would even make it in that field.
Did you try to take any classes related to like astrology since you like stars and stuff?
I did, but I wasn't very good at it. I didn't really understand it as much as I liked. I do indeed like stars and galaxies, and that's why I named my dogs those names. But other than that, really nothing in my life has much to do with science. Maybe the only thing where I mix things together is cooking.
That's technically chemistry?
Yeah, but I ain't blowing up the kitchen right now, thankfully.
Well, even if you are a scientist, you make sure your experiments are safe and they're not going to harm yourself. That's pretty much cooking in a nutshell. You don't want to harm yourself making the food, and you don't want to poison yourself with your creations, right?
I don't want to poison you, Tony.
Oh.
Or else I would get in trouble for that.
Oh, they do say I am most likely going to be killed by my other half.
Stop putting ideas in my head, okay?
So you had a few aspirations. Was that your last one, or did you have even more?
I think likely it was the world's best scientist first. And then it was the lawyer. Then it was the singer. But the last one I can remember, like going into adulthood in high school, was that I wanted to go into some sort of business or hotel. And I wanted to be the CEO.
Wow.
I know, it's seriously ambitious, right?
I know. What's going on in that head of yours?
I know, it's so random. It just went from like scientific and STEM, and then it went to being in the legal field, and then it went to singing and dancing, and then going into business. I'm all over the place, aren't I?
Once you left education, did you actually chase and follow any of those?
Not exactly. I mean, reality is kind of harsh.
Yeah, tell me about harsh when you're 1 year away from graduating and the Lehman Brothers just close and everything crashes and the whole economy just decides to take a turmoil turn downwards. And I'm supposed to graduate and find a job in that market. Ooh.
We're pretty similar in age, so let's just say I experienced it similarly.
The career market out there was horrible. There was no job availabilities. And if there is a job, let's just say an engineer position in municipal city, 2,000 applications. Unbelievable. You have 0.05% chance of being selected. That is how rough the market was. And a new college graduate isn't going to edge out some experienced engineer, right?
Well, for me, I guess I can say I was luckier in that sense where I didn't find it hard to find a job because I was willing to do anything really to get into a field and just do it. It was because of the recession at the time. I just felt like you can't be too picky. You just have to go into opportunities that show up and take advantage of it and just get some experience.
Yeah, I ended up doing the exact same thing you mentioned. Instead, I was just volunteering to get some work experience.
Yeah, I think that that's one of the more important things. And then through that, you sometimes find that either the major that you did in college is probably not what you want to do anymore. I would say going to college at that age and already knowing what you want to do, probably the majority don't exactly know. They think they know. They select it, they come out, and then they find out, oh, yeah, this isn't going to make me money or this isn't going to help me through my life. Or you just can't find a job in that career.
That's me in a nutshell. Because the aeronautics field is rather niche, the demand is super duper low compared to the amount of graduates coming out every year. So that didn't pan out. When the opportunity arises to actually get a job that's related to engineering, I just took it up and I was like, okay, I have a job now. And I did not complain at all whatsoever. So what about you?
Well, after I did my first real job in customer service, for some reason, I was able to get into a media career. I was a radio host for 6 to 7 years.
Ooh, so you're a local celebrity.
No. But I did it for a while, and I felt that I used something that was given to me when I was born, my voice, and also the skills of talking to go make a living. But I ended up leaving that career after 6 to 7 years.
And look where that brought you back to.
Podcasting!
But during that 6 or 7 years, were you just soul searching, trying to find something else that will work for you, trying to explore different avenues and different job types?
So I really enjoyed working in media. It was fun. Every day was different. I got to talk about various topics. I helped people.
You probably met a lot of people through the radio as well.
Yeah, it was a very interesting and different experience that not every person in this world can have. So I felt very happy. It was a lot of work though.
It's always fresh though.
It is. It keeps things interesting. But at the end of the day, I felt that working in that capacity may not have been for me in the long run because what I hoped for was a better work-life balance.
And you wanted to have holidays off?
Yeah, because media, they don't sleep. Not saying that I don't sleep, but they don't sleep. If things happen, no matter if it's Christmas Day, you're going to be working. And even if nothing happens, you're working.
Well, that's the downside of working in media. You're a celebrity. You get to work on something fresh every day, but you work every day.
I wouldn't say I was a celebrity either. And that wasn't exactly what I was going for. But I did enjoy working in radio that at the end of the day, after years of leaving it, I end up creating this podcast.
And you dragged me into this.
Yeah, this was never your aspiration, right?
It would never, ever cross my mind.
Nothing crosses your mind.
No, everything could go through that canvas. It's just I clean it up afterwards and it stays blank.
Oh, so envious. Everything goes through my mind and stays.
But look where I am. I am now on this podcast, just talking about our hopes and dreams.
That kind of crash and burn for the both of us?
Well, because of the situation out there, we had dreams and aspirations that couldn't pan out. So it became survival mode the whole time.
Well, I feel like your youthful thoughts and hopes are very different when you grow up. Like you might not actually even like certain things. Like for example, singing. I kind of grew out of it. I barely sing anymore. Not because I don't have time, but because I don't feel the urge to sing. That's why you never tell me, shut up, you suck.
Well, I never really complain when someone sings. At least you sing better than my mom. Because she would try to sing and it is way off from the original soundtrack.
So you're saying that because you have a comparison that I guess I don't suck as much, that's why you don't tell me to shut up?
Not necessarily suck, but not accurate to the original song.
She has her own style, okay?
Yeah, I guess you could put it that way, or her vocals just doesn't have the range. But in terms of aspirations, as a young kid, we always think what does a 5-year-old truly know to define their next 50 years? Isn't that a little bit ambitious?
It is. That's why it's more of a dream and just a thought to laugh about 30 years down the road like we are right now.
Well, let's not spoil the fact that it's 30 years ago. But if we look back at it, having something that we want to chase and see if it will work for us, it's not a bad thing. It's a great thing. We have to discover ourselves along the way to know if it is the right thing or not. The earlier you find out, like you, that you don't like it, the better off you are.
And for me, I guess if I remembered I wanted to be the world's best scientist, I definitely would talk myself out of it. Because I don't know what I would blow up in this world. And on that bombshell, Tony made me say this. It's time for us to check out. But before we do, we'd like to hear what you aspired to be when you were a kid. If you had that little blackboard saying what age you were and what you want to be when you grow up, what would you have written down?
Or what you have written inside your yearbooks in elementary school.
Yeah, was it a surprise like mine? Let us know in the comments.
It's time to check out. This is Tony.
This is Vivi.
And now we are going to go take our summer break in September. Better late than never, am I right? We'll be back. Can't wait to release more after the break.
Bye.